So, have you ever stopped to think about the stories our media are really telling us about ourselves? Beyond the main plot. What are the hidden beliefs, the quiet anxieties, and the shared values that are just baked into the movies we watch, the books we read, and even the music we listen to? I love this line from Hunter S. Thompson. It just perfectly captures that feeling of looking back at a specific moment in time, right? It's all about finding that high watermark so you can understand everything that came after. And that's pretty much what we're going to do right now. We're going to look at a few cultural moments, call them artifacts, to see the waves of belief that shape them and, continue to shape us. So to do this, we are heading out on a little journey through time and media. We've picked out 3 really different artifacts, and each one is its own unique mirror, reflecting the values and the worries of its time. We've got an encyclopedia of religion in film, a collection of book reviews from 2017, and a music magazine all the way from 1981. By looking into each one, we can start to piece together a much bigger picture of the hidden stories we tell ourselves. Okay, let's dive into our first artifact, this Encyclopedia of Religion in Film. This thing gives us a really fascinating look at how movies from all over the world have wrestled with one of the biggest topics out there, belief. Now, what's so interesting here is the stark contrast you see. On one side, you've got some films from Ghana, where, because of a colonial past, traditional religion is often portrayed as weak, something the audience might even laugh at. But then you have a film from Mali, Yelen, that does the complete opposite. It goes all in, celebrating magical forces and mysterious African gods. It's just a powerful reminder that there is no one single way that faith gets shown on screen. And hey, this isn't just a global thing. Just look at Hollywood. In a classic like It's a Wonderful Life, the message for post-war America was kind of that maybe only divine intervention could save you. But then you fast forward a few decades to Woody Allen's Crimes and Misdemeanors, and you get this chillingly different takeaway. If you can get away with it, no higher power is coming to punish you. 2 films, 2 totally opposite takes on how the universe works. This all leads to this recurring idea in movies that scholars call the false faith theme. It's basically a worldview where we're on our own, just thrown into the world without any kind of supernatural safety net. This became a really powerful theme in the mid-20th century, probably fueled by all that post-war disillusionment and rising secularism. It reflects a world where people were questioning traditional authorities, and filmmakers were trying to figure out what it means to be good when God is either dead or, at the very least, not picking up the phone. Okay, for our second artifact, we're going to jump forward in time. This is a collection of Kirkus book reviews from just one year, 2017. You can think of it like a cultural snapshot, a little glimpse into what was collectively on our minds, what we were all worried about just a few years ago. And this slide just perfectly illustrates the sheer range of those worries. On the left, you got a book digging into the fault lines in the Constitution, dealing with these huge national-level anxieties. And on the right, a young adult novel called Laura Ingalls is Ruining My Life. It's a perfect visual for how our anxieties play out on both the grand political stage and in our most intimate, personal dramas. When you start digging through the reviews from that year, patterns start to pop out. There were books about the radicalization of political parties, but also books about the intense social minefield of middle school. Stories about historical trauma being passed down through generations, and the totally modern impact of DNA testing on family secrets. It's like a map of our collective consciousness. And sometimes it's the smallest details that capture the biggest anxieties, right? This quote right here nails it. It grounds this big idea of social insecurity in a reference almost anyone can get. She was Regina George from Mean Girls, and I was Janice. And just like that, an abstract concept becomes a super relatable and honestly kind of painful memory for so many of us. All right, for our last artifact, let's jump in the time machine again. This time all the way back to 1981, with a copy of Billboard magazine. This thing is a true time capsule, capturing the sounds, the tech, and the anxieties of a totally different world. Okay, get this, $10.50 for one blank VHS tape. That's over $30 in today's money. It's wild. This one number tells you so much about the world of 1981, how valuable this new tech was, and just how different the whole economic landscape was. And that crazy high price, it was tied directly to this massive anxiety that was gripping the whole entertainment industry. The most obvious fear was piracy, which you can see in this legal brief. They were terrified that home taping was going to destroy their business. but it went deeper. This was also the dawn of MTV, which was completely changing the rules of music and fame. The anxiety wasn't just about losing money. It was about losing control in a world that was changing way too fast. And just to really put ourselves in that moment, just look at what was on the radio. You got Air Supply, Foreigner, Luther Vandross. This was the actual soundtrack to that era of big hair, new technology, and corporate panic. It's the sound of a world grappling with the future. So we've looked at film, books, and music from 3 different times. So what's the thread that ties it all together? What does looking at these completely different things actually tell us about the media we consume every single day? Well, the answer, and this is pretty cool, can be found in The Wizard of Oz. You remember that moment when Toto pulls back the curtain and reveals the wizard is just some guy pulling levers? You'd think that would just ruin the magic, right? But as our source points out, it doesn't. The discovery doesn't discredit the magic at all. It actually points to this fascinating paradox. See, understanding how media is made, peeking behind that curtain, it's not about becoming a cynic. It's about a deeper kind of appreciation. It lets us mingle a knowing skepticism with a longing for enchantment. Think about watching a modern blockbuster. You know the explosions and the alien worlds are CGI, built by hundreds of artists. That's the skepticism. But sitting there in the dark, you let yourself believe. You feel the thrill. That's the enchantment. Knowing how the trick works actually lets you appreciate the artistry even more. So the next time you're watching your favorite movie or reading a book you just can't put down, ask yourself this. What are the beliefs, the anxieties, the historical forces, the wizards, pulling the levers behind the curtain of the story you love? Looking for them won't ruin the magic, I promise. It'll make it that much more real.